I recently lost my biggest project so far.
Oh my God!
It was a big project that I was working on about 1.5 years.
Bear with me here because I'm not whining.
So I was at the mastering stage, but I had to come back in the mixing sessions to improve my mastering. And it just happened, my SSD crashed. I had some projects on my external drive, but it was far from what I have lost. And of course, the music was in my head, and I started to record everything again. Imagine the shock my singer has had when she found out that we have to record all the lead vocals, all the background vocals, and all the choirs also. So we decided to do that while I was desperately trying to restore the data that I have lost from my SSD. Long story short, from third try, we managed to find a guy who repaired my disk and restored all the data. But first, two guys said it was impossible. Now imagine how much time would it take to recreate all the music and to recreate all my mixing stuff that I did, if it really was impossible. I decided to shoot this life-saving video for you guys that is built around numerous sad production experiences I had in my life, so it hopefully will keep your project safe and sound. First and most important, always make a copy. Whatever the state of the project you're working on right now is, don't be greedy and go buy yourself some cloud storage. I'm an Apple user, so for me, the best option was iCloud Drive. It's very easy for me to access on my laptop, on my computer, on my iPhone. The most important information is always in my pocket. But you can choose whatever you want. If you're a Windows user, you can choose OneDrive, you can choose Google Drive, Dropbox. There's a lot. There's a plenty out there. Whatever just smiles to you. The point is to have your projects in the cloud, safely stored. Worked on your projects today, go and make a copy, upload that to your cloud. Do the same thing tomorrow, every damn time, guys. Second is a very important habit you must obtain. Always save. Command S if you're a Mac user and Control S if you're a Windows user. Any DAW or any video editor, any notation app, etc., they all have this hotkey assigned to save changes. So always do it, like automatically. I cannot emphasize enough how many times I drew that meticulous automation curve for half an hour for it just to be perfect, and then, for example, the power dropped. And for some reason, your DAW
Didn't autosave.
Don't let that happen to you. Command S is your best friend, whatever app you're using and whatever project you're working on right now. And speaking of power outages, which will be number 3, if you're working on a computer, not a laptop, make sure to protect it as well as all of your precious analog gear from burning and crashing with a UPS. Ideally, you want to have something like a studio-grade power switch that also works as a voltage stabilizer, but it should be connected to a battery that, in the case of emergency, you will have those 5 or more minutes to synchronize your project with the cloud and safely quit your session, at least. Also, making sure that voltage jumps won't break any of your gear. Number 4 is a little nerdy, but I always do it. Whenever you're recording MIDI instruments, make sure that when you're finished with the recording, you always bounce them to audio tracks.
Sometimes shit happens.
And our hard drives, without terabytes of precious instruments, they burn. Sometimes new OS won't support our instruments, and sometimes they will just stop working. Anything can happen, but the main reason is that you don't always remember the exact instrument preset that you were working with. And for example, if you come back to this project somewhere in the future, you might get lost in finding that sound and tweaking it and endlessly searching for this sound, but it just doesn't sound like that sound that was there 5 years ago, right? Producers, you know the drill. So just make sure to turn them into audio tracks and have them safely stored in your cloud. Also, as a little addition to this point, always make wave stems when you're finished with the arrangement stage. And they should be uploaded as well in your cloud, in your folder that is called stems, that resides in the projects folder. And last, but guys, 100% definitely not least, don't be greedy with buying the good quality products. That includes all of the above: cloud storage, physical storage, audio interfaces, power batteries, etc, etc, etc. Everything related to your recording, mixing, and production cycle. It doesn't have to be the most expensive, the most glamorous, or the most trendy. It just has to be reliable. Just some quick examples here. Maybe I would not have that problem with my SSD drive if I would add about $20-30 and bought myself a Samsung Evo from the start, not that Kingston that was cheaper. Maybe this wouldn't be a problem at all if I wouldn't been greedy back then and I would buy myself that cloud storage for those lousy $10 a month. Maybe if I had an UPS, it would prevent my SSD from burning because of the power drop. And finally, maybe that damn noise or click sound on the bass track wouldn't be there if I just bought myself a reliable sound interface from the start. I sincerely wish you to never get into troubles like these guys and to always keep your music creations safe and sound. Just make sure to follow all these key points I've highlighted today, and if you had something similar, if you had a similar situation in your production experience, please share it in the comments below so the people will know and we all can share and prevent our music from vanishing in the dark void of
Technical glitches.